Hi, hello, and welcome back to episode 7 of my Coffee Talk Let's Play. And the last episode was kind of brief. The day was kind of short, but it was a little bit heavy because Bailey's was talking to Freya and Gala about just his life situation with his family and about his relationship with Lua and how he doesn't really care about his family, but Lua really cares about hers. And Gala gave him a very kind of sobering bit of honest just feedback of like, hey, just because you're privileged and stuff doesn't mean that's gonna always be that way if you choose to leave your family, and like you need to think about that. And it was a really real good conversation. So let's dive into the next day. I did get a peek at the next day in the last episode before we wrapped up, and it was Hot Boys. So let's go take a look at the Hot Boys. The Hot Boys are Hyde and Gala, for the record. If you somehow stumble in on episode 7 of this. Let's go. Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. The evening whispers. WHO vows to stop major hospitals selling Fury sedative illegally. Interesting. Coachella 2020. 10 reasons why you should go. Maybe not in 2020. Or Couchella. Coachella, as in like on your couch? That's fine. Sports tournament in space might be only a few decades away. Let's go have sports in space. Let's go. Space sports. Sound amazing. I'm on board. Okay, I gotta remember the voice I did for Hyde. He really never changed. I know. But it was surprisingly nice catching up with people from back then. Thank you for forcing me to do it. Don't mention it. Hey, Val. I'd like to order again. The usual. Back to the experiment? Yes. You know what? Try adding milk to the ingredients you already have. Alright. You know what to do. Do I? Okay, so here's where I confessed. I googled this after episode 6. And I didn't check it before starting the recording of this. So, okay, it's tea and ginger. For sure. Let's try it this way. Let's see what happens. Coffee, milk, and ginger. Wait, no. Trash it. Hold on. No. Tea, milk, ginger. Brew that shit. We're getting off to a great start already. It's called Galahad. Galahad. I think I did it right. I think we did it. Is this it? Is this the Fury sedative? Oh my god. Please tell me I got it right this time. Try this. Thank you. Please. Just what I needed. Yes. What about you, Mr. Hyde? Wait, there's no more pomp and ceremony and celebration and like, yeah, you figured it. Okay. So it's tea, milk, and ginger. Got it. What about you, Mr. Hyde? What would you like to order anything else? I'm good for now. I couldn't help overhearing you both. It sounds like you two go way back. We do, I guess. He was my bodyguard. Oh, and they were bodyguard, and they were roommates. Oh? Didn't you meet here? Yeah, when this was a bar. What happened exactly? He was getting his ass kicked by a couple of dwarves. Ugh, those two bastards. It wasn't a pretty sight, so I intervened. Aren't vampires supposed to be, you know, tough? Wow, Barista Val. Just because I'm a vampire, it doesn't mean I know Kung Fu. Besides, I'd had a couple of drinks. Could have taken them both if I was sober. A couple? Really? You were trash, Hyde. You told him I was your bodyguard. Wait, were you not his bodyguard? Not at the time. We didn't even know each other. But because of that whole fiasco, we both got kicked out. And then this wasted vampire stuck to me, like, well, you know, to a blanket. Obviously, he was too drunk to drive, so I hailed a cab. Turns out, he was also too drunk to tell the driver where he lived. And I was stuck with him until morning. Thanks for not leaving me on the street, Gala. Those dwarves could have killed me. Who were they? I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but it's possible they may have had ties to the mafia. And I might have lost some of their money on the stock market. A lot of their money. We go back to the... I feel like not all vampires would end up very wealthy because they would just continue to make poor financial decision after financial decision. And I feel like Hyde kind of sideways confirms that. And I kind of just want a short story of a vampire just down on his luck. Never make, like 3,000 years old, just continues to really suck at the stock market. You know what I mean? I'd read it. Yikes. They wanted me to launder their dirty money, so I decided to screw them over instead. I like Hyde. Yeah, I overheard that. I overheard what they were talking about before the fight started. I knew Hyde was innocent, and that's why I helped him. He might be an annoying asshole, but he's not a thief. He's my annoying asshole. What a stroke of luck. The universe sending me a guardian angel in my time of need. A guardian werewolf. I ship it. I mean, I think Hyde's married, but like, look, they're cute. I like vampires and werewolves, and that's the end of that. So the next morning, I offered him a job as my bodyguard for real. After all the trouble you caused me the night before. Hey, I took you to breakfast. Don't tell me that counted for nothing. I have to say, it wasn't my proudest moment. I was broke. Breakfast was an offer I couldn't refuse. It was the late 60s, mind you. It wasn't easy finding a job, especially for people like me. Werewolves? Priest of Val's like, huh? War veterans. Ah, I see. Just gonna keep sipping that. So, how did you go from working as a hold on. Restart. So how did you go from working as a bodyguard to working in the hospital, Gala? Well, when he was working with me, I noticed I'd prefer it if we skipped that part. I'm sorry, but I don't want to go into any details about it. It's alright. Forgive me for asking. I don't mind telling you the quick and dirty version. Long story short, he helped me with something. Let's just say something from my past. Thanks to that help, I found a new purpose in life. Helping other people live. Who did Hyde murder? Of course, it's not easy for a veteran werewolf to become a nurse or doctor. That's why I chose hospital admin instead. So you could say I owe this guy my life. Aww. Thanks to his stubborn persistence in helping me when I needed it. Thank you for sharing your story with me. Oh, I love hearing this stuff. This game is just so cute. I love the little character vignettes, and like it's just a sequence of character vignettes and moments in their lives, and it's just so impactful. I don't know, I just love this game. I'm really enjoying it so far. I didn't expect such a tale from you. You know. Anyway, Val, I'd like to order something now. Ah, shit, okay. What would you like? Can you make me a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time? Okay, sorry, I should actually say that in Hyde's voice instead of trying to retain it. Can you... Can you make a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time? Can I make a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time? Warm and cool at the same time. I mean, tea, milk, and lemon? That's literally equal parts cool and warm. Brew that shit? A little insecure on this one. Milk lemon tea? I feel like he probably wants a named drink. Okay. Tea-based drink. That's warm and cool at the same time. Maybe mint? What else is warm? Okay, that doesn't match. No, hold on. Reset. Tea-based. Oh. I feel like the lemon's gotta be in there. It's gotta be. It's the only thing that's equal parts warm and cool at the same time. Yeah. Wait, no, the milk makes it slightly colder. Huh. What if I just brew these two things? Can I just brew? No, okay, I have to have secondary. Hmm. I'm overthinking it. Okay, we'll just do what I did the last time. Tea, milk, and lemon. Brew that shit. Maybe? Serve it. Here's your order. Exactly what I wanted. Yes. Oh, we are nailing the coffee orders tonight. Let's go. Or the tea orders, technically. By the way, it feels like this place is missing something today. Yeah, I haven't seen her today. Her being Freya. Freya? Speak of the devil. Hello, good people. Ugh, and one vampire. Good to see you too. Freya? Nope, that's not Freya, that's Gala. By the way, we were just talking about you. Oh, really? What about me? I was just surprised that you weren't here. Is that how you pick up girls young enough to be your granddaughter? That won't work on me. Oh my god, Freya. I have no interest in flirting with you. I've got high standards, you know. You look so tired, Freya. Hard day at work? How could you tell? Call it werewolf senses. Right. I showed Val my draft, and I actually got some good feedback because I, as always, have to mention every time Freya talks about her novel draft, I have to talk about the fact that I am currently working on a queer mecha space opera novel. And actually today, as I'm recording this, it's like late June at this point. And I just got through some parts of my novel draft I was stuck on. So like, it's a good novel drafting day. So I'm in the zone. Let's go. And I actually got some good feedback. That's good to hear. Glad I could help. So I spent the whole day rewriting stuff. And I also did some stories for the paper. Overall, it was a good day. That's good to hear. But please don't forget to take a break. This game just dragging me. Always remember to take breaks. It's really important. We yelled about it in episode 5 a lot because I talked a little honestly about my low energy, chronic pain, fatigue issues. And I did a lot of stuff last week. It was a pretty big week for me. And this week I'm trying to take it slower. Taking breaks is important, but hard. It's easy to get carried away by work when you're on a roll. See what I mean? This game just has a habit of dragging me. It's true though. When you're on a roll and you feel good, you're like, oh, I can just keep going. I can just do this and that. And I can maybe sneak in a few things here, or like work on a novel draft a little more here. Like maybe I'll put in a short story draft, maybe edit a little of that there, you know? And then before you know it, the next day you were just on the floor, like unable to get out of bed. For people with chronic pain stuff in specific, or at least for me in my experience with that, it means that the next day is going to be agony for me. Like my back pain will be way worse. And if I don't if I don't keep that in mind the day I'm on a roll and tell myself like, oh, you're excited and you've got the adrenaline going right now, but if you keep going, it's going to be awful for you tomorrow. Like you got to save some of that energy for the next day. It's so hard. It's so hard to learn that. So this is a good reminder. Will do, sir. And speaking of hospitals, how's your hospital adminning life going? Adminning is a hard word for me to say. How's your hospital adminning life going? Not even a word, Freya. See? Actually, I'm not even sure what you even do here. There. I'm not even sure what you even do there. It's pretty boring to talk about. But mostly I handle operational stuff happening in the hospital. Things like how much a specialist costs and how much it affects our income. I also deal with patients and their families. If they require intensive care, such as operations, I go through what we do and how much it would cost them. Kinda like biz dev for people's lives then? You could say that. Damn, that sounds complicated and hard. That's why I'm suited for my job. Someone who gets very emotionally attached to patients would find this job pretty tough. Whereas heartless people like my friend here only see it from a business perspective. Good point. Why do people really talk about your job? No, sorry. Why do people really talk about your kind of job? I guess most people don't really notice we exist or think about the necessity of it. Exactly. It's an interesting job, yet no one talks about it. Maybe because most admins are just... I almost said admins are jerks. Maybe most admins are jerks is like... Maybe because most admins are just like me. We rarely talk about work outside the hospital. Why? For me, I just don't find any reason to. It's the patient's personal lives. Anyway, yeah, there would be a lot of like, you can't really... Like a lot of... Not NDAs, but like... This patient confidentiality stuff. That's the word I was looking for. Such professionalism and loyalty. You should keep hold of that mindset, especially in front of this lady here. You needs to be a bit less loyal though. Hide. You've been doing this job for a while, right? Almost 50 years now. Damn. Oh, I did not know that. Wait. 50 years in the same position? Uh-huh. Holy. Ask for a promotion, man. I just like love yourself. They keep offering me new positions, mostly managerial. Take it. Not interested. Why? It's not something that I want. Besides, as I've told you before, I fit perfectly in this position. But the salary must be better if you take the promotion, right? Of course. But what I get at the moment is more than enough for me right now. And I still get raises while I'm doing this job. I really can't figure you out. That's Gala for you. Anyway, my shift's starting soon. It was nice catching up with both of you. Are you going to stay, Hyde? Yeah, I'm still enjoying the vibes here. I'll see you in a few weeks, I guess. Yep. Safe trip. See you around, Val. And you, Freya. See ya. Take care on your way. I love that we say that every time somebody leaves. I just... There's something about it that's really nice. And then there were two. You know, it's kind of hard to believe someone like Gala could be your best friend. We were just talking about that before you arrived. Oh, really? Man, I missed an interesting story. So, how did you guys meet? Seriously, I have to retell the story. Yes. Come on, you're not going anywhere, right? All right, then. We met in this place back when it was a bar. And fast forward. Whoa! I never knew Gala used to be in the army. I mean, he's got the build to be on the front line. Still though, why did he make the jump from how should I say this? Very physical job to medic. Well, he's not comfortable talking about it right now. But you know why, right? Are you trying to squeeze the story from me? Obviously. He doesn't want to talk about it. Oh, that's loyalty. That's him, not you. Wow, Freya. Seriously, Freya? Come on. Ugh. I won't get into detail, but going to war, it messes with your head. Oh. You see why Gala doesn't want to talk about it, huh? I don't get it, but it must be difficult, especially back then. The only thing he was confident in was his strength, so he only did work that relied on his muscle. That wouldn't help him get over his trauma, though, right? Of course not. But it was the only thing he could do. Or at least, it's the only thing he thought he could do. That you hired him for his muscle? Hey, I didn't know about all that at the time. Besides, he's good at being a bodyguard. And we weren't that close yet. So, no personal feelings. I needed his strength. But then I got to be interested in him. Interested? Ooh. I mean, just being like, oh, hi. I think he's a cool person. Okay, Hyde. That's all. And after a few months, I noticed his problem. I will say that I like that Hyde and Gala are very platonic, because like while I'm a romantic sap and I love shipping things and kind of assigning romantic value to stuff, equally true is platonic friendship and connection and like family connection, found family or otherwise, is very important, and I think tends to be undervalued in narratives a lot because we tend to just favor romantic relationship as the end all be all, and like that's not really true. So I really like Hyde and Gala are just, they're just friends and they're very loyal to each other, and I love that. I suggested he talk about it with someone, seek help, which he refused. No surprises there, but I kind of pushed him to do it. How? It's complicated. Eventually, he did go to get professional help. Of course, I have no idea what happened in his therapy session, but in the end, he found a new purpose in his life. He quit working for me, and not so long after that, he started working at the hospital. And he's been working ever since. Oh, Space Friend is back. Oh no. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, what was my voice for Space Friend? Oh gosh. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Oh boy. Good evening. It's nice to see you again, Space Friend. We are also glad to see you, Barista. By the way, I didn't catch your name the last time you visited. Do you have a name? Name? We sure have. On Earth, please call us Neil. Oh, I got an achievement. We are all friends. Does that mean I met everybody? Hello, Neil. Neil. Like Neil Armstrong? Yes. Neil. Is that your real name? Oh, of course not. Due to the nature of our communication, we do not really need trivial things like names to interact. But from what we have learned here, it seems like the name Neil has a lot of associations with Earthling efforts in intergalactic exploration. I get what you mean. I believe we did not meet the last time we were here. I saw you from afar when you left the coffee shop a few days ago. So, hello, my name is Freya. You could say I'm a regular here. Please don't ask about breeding. Oh my gosh. Please, Neil, don't ask Freya about breeding. And you, sir? Hyde. You come here often? For someone who doesn't live in Seattle, yeah. Oh, you are not from around here. Neither are we. Where do you come from? Far away. By far away, you mean a few thousand miles? Or more? More. Much more. More to the point that your strange calculation system means nothing. Ooh. That sounds far away indeed. What are you doing here in Seattle? I love that everyone just takes Neil at face value. It's like, oh yeah, sure. Alien, like, people from faraway distances are that's just chill. I love that. And do all your kind dress like this? Oh, this? We chose this appearance based on an image we saw when we first arrived. Image? Ah, the Arami Gendru album. Who? I do not know if this is a real artist or not. I'm so sorry. The Arami Gendru album cover. No wonder you look familiar. As for what we are doing, this place is really the perfect spot to practice our communication skills with Earthlings. But before that, please let us order something from the barista. Okay, let's go. What do you want to drink tonight? The usual. That is how you say it, yes? Yes. So, anything? Yes, we won't be able to taste the difference anyway. You really can't taste anything? Yes. What if I can brew a drink that can make you feel something? Ooh. Interesting premise. But we doubt you will be able to do that. Challenge accepted. Please surprise us. Okay. Please surprise us. Okay. Make you feel something. Nothing makes you feel more than this. Warm and bitter. No. I'm gonna start doubting myself. I'm sorry. Lemon and ginger. That's very bitter. Hold on. I have no idea if I'm doing this right, but it's gonna be really warm, at least. Could happen. Brew that shit. Cinnamon ginger tea. Hold on. We're gonna trash it. And we're gonna go back to our little Tomodachi. No, sorry. But I wanna... Oh, he's looking at a kitty. Or no, it's a squirrel. I don't know what that is. It's a squirrel kitty. Hello, Baileys. Goodbye, Baileys. I'm just getting the exclamation marks off the thing because I don't like them. Neil. Aqua. Oh, that's a cute look. Injury. Oh. Okay. Cool friends. Brew pad. Okay, let's see. We could go for the STMJ again. I don't know if that would be right though. Cough syrup. Gala, masala chai. We could do Midsummer Night's Dream. Tea, lemon. Nope. Tea, lemon, and honey. It's sweet and memorable, like Summertime Blues. I don't know. Okay, we'll just try this. We'll brew that shit and see what happens. I also think I'm running out of tries for the day. I think I only have one left. 2 left. Let's just try and see what happens. A cup of anything is ready for you. Thank you. What the? Interesting. What are you doing? Drinking? That's how they drink. Oh boy. You are one interesting person. Thank you. That was a compliment, yes? Normally, yes. But you can't be so sure with Freya. That was definitely the highest form of compliment. What are you, Neil? What are you, Neil? What are you, Neil? Sorry, there's so many interesting ways you can inflect that. Just, what are you? Us. We are travelers. Doing our job in the space you call Milky Way. What kind of job? We are tasked with the mission to spread our seed. Ugh. Yeah. Sorry. You really are here to find a date. All the way from a galaxy far, far away. I see that. Wow. Turns out pervs exist everywhere in the universe. I just laughing isn't getting me. Feeling attacked, old man? Not really. You have a valid point. We do not understand, but we are glad if we can make you laugh. Oh, the pleasure was mine. If I may ask, why do you have to breed with us? We are sorry, but that is classified information. Aw, man. Well, how's the mission going so far? We cannot say it is going well. I'm not surprised with how quirky and unique you are. Not many women can handle that. Sorry. Don't make me laughing at this. It's fine. Did you handle them, though? Me? I don't know. What do you think? You're a pretty adventurous girl. This is a very strange conversation. Slightly suggestive. I wouldn't be surprised if you decided to go on a date. Or maybe go further. If it got you a good story. Oh, you're not offended by that? Not in the slightest. You're wrong, though. I'd go on a date with them, but I don't like to sleep around. Really? To be honest, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I get that a lot. People often mistake me for someone who gets around a lot. Excuse me, miss. From what we gather, does it mean you are willing to breed with us in exchange for our stories? Wow, no wonder your mission isn't going well. I don't mind going out with you for a drink or dinner in exchange for stories, but I'll only sleep with someone I'm serious about. I kind of relate to that, being Demi. Like, I don't really feel a lot of sexual attraction unless I have a connection, so like, I relate to Freya. But our mission is serious. Oh my god. It's not that. You either have to be my boyfriend or husband if you want to sleep with me. We have heard of those terms before. Let us check them once again. This is so ridiculous. I like how they're like, this is very strange. According to what we found, many Earthlings mate with one person exclusively for their entire lives. Yes, that's called commitment. It's such a strange concept. Then why, with such rules, do you still face overpopulation problems? Wow. Wow. Now that you mention it, we don't have enough control of ourselves. And those in charge also don't have enough control of us. I don't know that I agree with that. Not to mention, some races live for a very, very long time. So even though there are rules about having kids, and they can be strictly enforced, a lot of people still break them. We know Earthlings boast about the concept of free will, but we thought your kind also loved the concept of restraint in taking care of the planet. Probably not. At least that was what we gathered from your information network. Theoretically, that should be the case, yeah. I feel like I'm in some middle ground between Hyde and Freya right now. Like, I definitely am like, we should be, but Earthlings are selfish. Words like that are ableist, and I'll put some links in the description below if you don't know what I mean or why. But I try not to say these. That's the easiest way to put it. We learned so much today. But we have another question for Miss Freya. Ask away. How can we become your husband? Oh, no. First of all, I would suggest going step by step. Most of the time you start by dating, boyfriends or girlfriends, you know, before you talk about marriage. Oh, okay. So, how can we become your boyfriend? You could start by asking her whether she's actually single. Understood. So, Miss Freya, are you single? Yes, I'm single and committed to the barista vow. Do you want to be our girlfriend? Please say no. Now, the path to starting to date varies between people, but usually it takes some time before you want to commit yourself to someone. Wow. The breeding process on Earth is truly extremely complicated. It can be easier if you're a smooth talker. Smooth talker? Someone good at communicating with others. That would be really challenging for us, Mood. Even after all that, making kids is still in a totally different league. Most women prefer it if their male partners wear condoms. This is I'm gonna be honest with you. I've mentioned before that I'm demisexual, and reading sexual stuff out loud gives me a big blush, and I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting this. So I'm blushing ridiculously right now. Condoms. It's something you wear to prevent pregnancy. Why would you do the mating ritual if you do not want to have offspring? I can't do this. Pleasure. Does he not know? All this information is too much to process in one evening. Oh, Neil. So we talked about using condoms, but do your kind have sex? Like seeing how you drink. A condom might be something you can't use at all. That's true. How do you do it? I can't do this. We are pretty flexible with that. But we cannot tell you the details unless we agree to do the mating ritual. I don't want to imagine how it's done. Oh, you do not need to worry. We will not hurt anyone physically or mentally. Yeah, I'm still not so sure about that. Especially the mental part. We did our research. And we tried it on the testing object we made. I can't. It was proven. The mental capacity of Earthlings is far more complicated than anything else on Earth, sir. Oh, we did not know that. Being born on Earth sounds very difficult. It is. I have to agree with that. Anyway, thank you so much for the information you have given us tonight. It means a lot for our mission. We have to report our findings to the base. I can't do this. How will you proceed with your mission with this newfound information? We are not sure yet. It is to be discussed, after all. It was really nice talking with all of you. You're welcome. We are off now. Bye. Take care on your way, sir. Ooh, that was a whole... Wow. That happened. Freya's like, well... Hyde's just like, I don't know. That was really something. Indeed. You said the first time they came here was for a date, right? Yeah, but their date never came. And then they mistook Miss Myrtle for their date. The game developer orc? Wow, I dread to think how that went. It was pretty awkward. It was pretty awkward. But you can't be angry at such naivete. Naivety. Naivety? Oh my gosh, words. I guess so. By the way, has that young woman been back since I spoke with her last time? You mean Miss Lua? Oh yeah, Hyde, like, gave her a whole lecture. It was really awkward. Yeah, her. Oh, showing some concern now, are you? I'm just curious. No, I haven't seen her since then. But her boyfriend did come a few days ago. And Freya was being pretty nosy to the point that Mr. Gala joined the discussion. My. You really have a knack for starting trouble. Sadly, I have to agree with that. It's not easy to make Gala join a random conversation unless it really piques his interest or it annoys him. I don't know how to react to that. Well, I need to catch my flight to Seoul tomorrow, so I'm off for the day. Oh, you're leaving Seattle so soon? No! Goodbye, hot vampire. It's only for a week or so. I'll be back here sooner than you know. Oh well, it'll be a peaceful week then. Anyway, I need to get going as well. Thank you for letting me stay without ordering anything. Oh yeah. I didn't even notice that. I didn't either. You really don't care about business. She didn't order anything, but she did attract people to the coffee shop. That's one way to put it. Anyway, Freya, do you want to share a cab? Thanks, but I'm riding my bike. Alright then, see you around. Take care on your way, folks. And we did it! We got through a very awkward conversation about condoms and sex and... Oh, that wasn't what I was really expecting. We're gonna go to the next day and then I'm gonna go to the loading screen. As usual, each episode is only 1 day long to kind of keep these a little bit brief and to preserve my voice and my energy levels. I kind of like them around the 30 to 40 minute mark. It's kind of been good. Also, I'm gonna try not to look at who shows up. Main menu, don't look. I don't know who sat down. I got away in time. But yeah, thank you for watching these. As always, if you have watched all 7 episodes of this so far, thank you so much. I really want to keep doing these sort of narration let's plays on the YouTube channel. I'm also just really excited to kind of flex practicing voice stuff. I don't know, it's just been a really validating time. This game continues to pleasantly surprise me. But yeah, so feel free to like and subscribe. $1 on Ko-fi or Patreon will get you access to my short stories. I am really bad at self-promo. And you can find me on Monday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch if you would like some stream shenanigans. But yeah, I appreciate everything always, and I still don't ever know how to end episodes. Okay. Until next time.